like have experience with issuing of ISMA certificate, so I will skip the general information according to ISMA. I will go directly to the technical part. Today discussion, it will be according to the textile certification for UAE as per Moyat. Like you sometimes you will hear ISMA because previously it was called ISMA. So for the textile certification, we are following the cabinet resolution number. Let me just share my screen. Okay, here you go. So for the textile certification, it will be according to the cabinet resolution number 54 for the year 2019. Like I will skip the general information regarding the definitions and the criteria, the identification of ISMA or the ministry. Let us start with the scope of the cabinet resolution. What kind of products that are regulated? What kind of products that are mandatory to have a certificate of conformity before importing those kind of products to UAE, or either in case there is already a manufacturer here inside UAE, he has to get the certificate of conformity for those kind of products. The products that are regulated according to the Ministry of Industries and Advanced Technology are the products of a new clothes or ready to use, the textile fabrics dedicated for dressmaking in whatever forms, regardless of the forms that they need to be used to, and the ready-made textile dedicated to internal usage, which included a product of furnishing, curtains, carpets, mattresses, and their accessories. So, in general, any product with which textile are found in their composition by no less than 80% of its weight, it will be regulated and mandatory to get a certificate under textile according to ISMA requirement, except for a few products. The products which are made at a homemade, those are not regulated. The products which are designed for being used only once, disposable products, those doesn't require a certificate of conformity. And the textile product which supposed to be used outside, like for umbrellas in gardens and parks, those are not regulated. In addition, for the leather and rubber and the plastic products, because for sure those are not fulfilling the requirement of 80% of its composition to be made of textile. So any other products other than those kind of products, those will be mandatory to be having a certificate of conformity in UAE, and the client will not be able to sell the product or even to export those kind of products without a certificate of conformity. So for the supplier responsibilities to have the certificate of conformity, he need first to obtain a license for textile product activity, the trade license or the industrial license in case he's a manufacturer. It must be included textile activities in their trade license. In case the trade license including general trading, those this is will be covered as well under the textile because it's general trading, so it will be acceptable as well. In case it's not intended for general trading, so he has a specific importing activities, those activities shall include any activity related to the textile, manufacturing of textile, selling of textile, distributing of textile. So any activity of related to the textile, that will be acceptable. And the trade license or the industrial license, it should be valid for sure. Then the client he need to comply to the technical requirement in this cabinet resolution. The product of children and kids made of textile items shall be fire resistant, and the content of hazardous substance and heavy metals within the textile products shall be complying with this technical regulation. The requirement of awareness regarding the label and internal material and requirement of advertising and marketing, and the client he needs to comply with the environmental requirement of textile products. Regarding the environmental requirement of the textile products, the regulation itself or the cabinet resolution didn't specify explicitly that the client it's mandatory to have an effective environmental management system like ISO 14001 certificate or maybe environmental license from the municipality. So this is just as a basic requirement, but from our side, it's not mandatory for the client to submit an effective implementation of environmental management system proof, like ISO 14001 certificate. So for this part, it will not be required explicitly, but it will be required as a basic requirement of manufacturing of textile products. And for sure, this is required from the manufacturer itself. Like in case the client is importing a product from China, the manufacturer in China who is supposed to have an environmental management system, a basic requirement of the environmental management system, not the importer itself, because or not the distributor itself, because at the end he's just distributing the product or selling the product. He doesn't have anything to do with the characteristics of the product itself. Anyway, in all cases, we are not requesting the environmental management system implementation and the requirement as a part of the requirement for the submission of the documents. It is just a basic requirement for the environmental for textile required from the manufacturer itself. We have two types of ECAS, procedure for the ECAS certification application and procedure for EQM application. I believe all of you are processing ESMA certificate, right? Like, is there anyone in you?
Yeah, Moment, we have a new CE, Miss Sama. She's here.
Okay.
Yeah, Sama. So
yeah.
I haven't given her training regarding the ICA certification process and all. So because I didn't, she joined, I think, yesterday only. So after this training, I will start giving her the training for ECAS certification process.
Okay. So let us have an overview of the ECAS and EQM. We have two type of certificate in UAE under the Ministry of Industries and Advanced Technology, MOIAT. The first one is the ECAS, and the second one is the EQM, Emirates Quality Mark. The ECAS certificate, like what is the difference between those kind of certificate? The ECAS certificate is valid for 1 year. It doesn't require any audit or inspection to the factory or shipment, but their validity is only 1 year. The EQM certificate, Emirates Quality Mark, it's valid for 3 years based on a successful surveillance audit each year. So at the initial stage of the certification of Emirates Quality Mark, there will be an on-site audit on the factory itself, regardless of the place of the factory. And after completing the audit and after issuance of the certificate of Emirates Quality Mark, the certificate will be valid for 3 years based on a successful surveillance audit every year. So for the procedure for the ECAS application, once the application received, the client will submit that document for the review. Then he will be making the application payment. Then after that, the CE will start the application review. After that, in case sampling were required, for example, for the Emirates Quality Mark, once we will do the audit in case the client didn't submit a test report. So in that scenario, we will do the sampling. The sampling will not be required for sure for the ECAS because it doesn't require a factory inspection or factory audit. Then the product testing, in case we have collected a sample or in case the client already tested the product previously. After that, after the documentation review, based on the review comment of the engineer, in case the product is not complying with the requirement, the certificate, the ECAS conformity will not be issued or until the client making the corrective action. In case that we do not have any further comment on the documentation submitted and all the documentation and test report complying with the requirement, we will go to the certificate decision until issuing the certificate of conformity with a validity of 1 year. This is the procedure from our side, and after the issuance of the certificate, there will be a market monitoring and inspection by the ministry itself. We are not interfering to this to this point. The market, the ministry itself, they are doing the market monitoring and inspection to find out any non-compliance products already existing in the market to take an action on it. So from our side, our responsibility for ECAS certification is only doing the documentation review. For those who's not processing yet the ISMA certificate or MOAT certificate, once we receive the documents from the client, we are doing the verification of the documents, the requirements. Are all the documents fulfilling the requirement? Did all the documents has been submitted? In case all the documents has been submitted and we do not have any comment from our side as a first CE or engineer, then the client will pay our fees for sure, and we will send the application to the second reviewer to make a decision on the certification process. Sometimes, like the first, like mistakes happen. Sometimes the CE missing any point or missing any requirement according to the cabinet resolution. So in case there is any missing point, the senior engineer or the second engineer will return the application back to the first CE to do the corrective action required. Otherwise, the application will be reviewed and the certificate will be issued through the ministry website. For the EQM procedure, the process, it will be the same. The document submission, after that the application payment, application review, then the on-site assessment. It will be on-site regardless of the country of origin, whether it is here inside UAE or outside UAE. In case there is no test report available with the client, we can proceed with the on-site assessment and do the sampling during the audit. In case there is already a test report and a valid and it's already complying with the requirements, so we will skip the sampling point and no need to do any sampling during the audit, since there is already a valid and full test report according to the requirement of the ministry. After the on-site audit, in case there is any observation, in case there is any non-conformity, that non-conformity or observation shall be closed prior proceeding with further, and that will be a responsibility of the auditor itself, like the CE who's handling this application, who's doing the application review. He will not have any authority or he will not have any responsibility to follow up with the non-conformity or the observation raised during the on-site audit. Any observation or non-conformity, it will be addressed by the auditor itself. Once everything is closed, the auditor will raise the audit report and close his audit report, and he will send it to the first reviewer or the CE to complete the process. Once the audit report is received by the auditor, the CE will continue the process by the certification review. In case the CE he doesn't have any other comment or he doesn't have any other missing document to be submitted in decision, and after that, once the second review approved the certificate, approved the application, a certificate of conformity can be issued, and the certificate of conformity for the EQM Emirates Quality Mark, it will be valid for 3 years based on a successful surveillance audit every year. Like, to be honest, until now, since the implementation of the textile 2019, until now, we didn't have any Emirates Quality Mark requests. Actually, we are basically even having ECAS certificates, because, you know, anything it's new, it will be having just as an initial, as startup, not all of the clients will be complying with the requirement. So until this moment, we do not have any EQM application for textile, but in case we will have in the future, just this is the overall process. And after the issuance of the certificate, for sure, there will be a market monitoring by the ministry itself. Like once the certificate issued from our side, nothing has to be done from our side as a conformity assessment body. But the ministry, they are having their own practice and they are having their own procedure to do like a routine and periodic marketing inspection and surveillance to verify the requirement of the products according to the cabinet resolutions. So this is just as an overview and general information about the two schemes that we have for the EQM and ECAS certificate. For the requirement of ECAS and EQM certificate applications, regarding the documentation, like 90%, they are almost the same, but there is a slight difference. We will go through it now. For both of them, whether ECAS certificate and EQM application, the requirement, it will be a valid UAE industrial or trade license based on the type of the applicant, whether it is he's a manufacturer or he's an importer. So this is the first requirement, valid UAE industry or valid UAE trade license. The second requirement is the test report from an accredited and recognized laboratory as per the cabinet resolution number 54. Regarding the test report, or let us keep it later, we will go through the parameters and requirement of the test report later on. So this is the second requirement, the test report. The validity of the test report is 3 years for both schemes, whether it is for ECAS or whether it is for EQM. The distributor ownership, the fourth or third requirement, fourth, I think, requirement, distributor ownership. Distributor ownership is for trader only. What is the purpose of the distributor ownership? It's just as an evidence, like this client or this applicant, he's the authorized distributor from the manufacturer to do the selling and distributing the product here in UAE. Distributor ownership, it's applicable only in case of traders, in case the applicant is a trader, in case the certificate, it will be issued for the trader itself. And the fifth requirement, it will be the label of the product. We will go through the labeling requirement later on. And the last requirement is the ISO 9001 certificate. ISO 9001 certificate, this is not applicable or this is not required for ECAS application. This is required only in case of EQM application, which is, like, as we have mentioned, we do not have any current EQM application. But in case in the future you will be having any EQM application, there will be additional requirement, ISO 9001 certificate, or any effective any effective quality management system manual. So in case he submitted quality management system manual, that will be accepted. In case he submitted ISO 9001 certificate, that will be acceptable and fulfilling the requirement of this clause. But be reminded, like, this requirement is only required for Emirates quality mark applications. For ECAS application, this is not required and this is not mandatory. And for sure, the difference, it will be the on-site audit. So basically, the documentation part, it will be same. Even the testing requirement, labeling requirement, both identical, both schemes identical, ECAS and EQM, except for 2 points. The first point is the ISO 9001 certificate or effective quality management system manual. This is only required for Emirates quality mark applications. And the second point is the on-site assessment or on-site audit. This will be required and mandatory for Emirates quality mark applications only. All the other documents are identical for both schemes. Let us proceed before the requirement of labeling. Let us proceed with the product testing requirement. Just page 4. So for the testing requirement, what kind of test parameters that I'm expecting to have and to verify in the test report itself? The testing requirement, before the testing requirement, once we receive the test report, there are few important points that we need to verify before proceeding to verify the testing parameters, because if those points are not complying or are not correct, no need to waste our time and verify the test results and test parameters. First of all is the test report validity. What are the test report validity of the textile certification? It will be for 3 years. By the way, for the ISMA or MOIAT certificates, there are multiple module B and module H. What are the difference between those two module B and module H is the audit. Module B doesn't require an audit. Module H requires an audit. For example, for the LPG certifications in UAE, or for the filling activity for the gas in UAE, those kind of certification falling under module H. Consequently, audit factory assessment audit on site, it will be mandatory. But in the case of textile certification, which is our topics here, the textile certification falling under both of them. How it is falling under both of them? The ECAS certification falling under module B, which doesn't require an audit, which is like 99.9% of the application that we are receiving. And in case we have in the future any EKM application, that EKM application, it will be falling under module H. That's mean on-site audit, it will be required. So we can say like basically ECAS certification or textile certification will be under module B only, doesn't require an audit, because to be honest, I don't think in my perspective anyone will submit an EKM application for textile. Like, as you know, like textile, it's not that like, let me say, high risk products, like for example for the LPG or for the pipes or for the electrical equipments. It's a low risk product, considered as a low risk product. So I don't think in my perspective we will receive an EKM application. But just for your reference, ECAS certification in UAE can be under module B and can be under module H. For the module H, for the EKM only, which is require audit, and for the module B, which is the ECAS certification, which is what you will be receiving the application and what you will be practice. So no audit required for ECAS under module B. Yeah, for that, we were talking regarding the test report. The test report validity, first of all, before proceeding with the verification of the content of the test report, there are few points to be considered first. First of thing is the validity of the test report. The validity of the test report is 3 years. Any test report issued more than 3 years, no need even to waste your time and verify the content and parameters results of the test reports. In case it is not within 3 years, immediately you need to ask the client to have an updated test report according to the cabinet resolution. So this is the first point to have a look on it. The second point is the accreditation of the laboratory itself. Like, I assume, like all of you, except just for the new CE, already they are practicing those kind of procedure, just for the reference of the new CE. The second point is the accreditation itself for the ISO 17025. The laboratory who issued the test report, it should be having a valid accreditation ISO 17025 for the testing. For this kind of accreditation, you will be able to find it through ELAC website. Do I need to have a look for ELAC, or you already aware of it?
I think most of them are aware of it, only except for Summers. For Summer, I will show her during the
okay.
training.
Perfectly.
Okay?
I will skip this part. So the first point is the validity of the test report, 3 years. The second point is the accreditation, ISO 17025. The third point is the scope of the laboratory. Sometimes the laboratory is already accredited 17025, but doesn't have the scope of testing textile products. So that means the test report is not acceptable. In case those 3 points are not fulfilled, no need to proceed with further and verify the content of the test report. So the first point is the validity of the test report, 3 years. The second point is the ISO 17025 accreditation. The third point is the scope of the test report. Regarding the accreditation, some like most of the laboratories, maybe they are mentioning their accreditation logo, whether they are accredited by JAC or ELAC, regardless of the accreditation body, they are mentioning that logo in their test reports. But even if they have mentioned that logo in their test report, that doesn't mean like the laboratory is accredited. Maybe yeah, they are already accredited, but for some reasons their accreditation has been suspended or their accreditation has been withdrawn. So it's very important not to rely on the logo that you will see on the test report and verify the accreditation by yourself. So those are the 3 points that we need to verify before even proceeding with the applicant details or even the testing details. Let us now proceed what kind of test parameters that you are expecting to verify in the test report itself. Let us proceed first with the general test parameters which are always required regardless of the type of the product, regardless of the category of the products. Speaking of the category, I think I have missed the classification of the categories. So just let us hold on this part regarding the test report and go back to the categorization of the test application, textile application that we are receiving. The textile applications are falling under 6 categories: fabrics, apparel, carpets and all other floor covering, furnishing, treated fabrics, textile miscellaneous. So basically, we have 6 categories for the textile certification. Let us have a quick look on the difference between those kind of categories. The first one, the fabrics. What we are meaning by the fabrics, how we are referring that this product is a
Moment.
fabric or not.
Excuse me, moment.
Yes.
You're sharing the screen or
The
yeah,
categories,
because
I
you
think,
have that one, the categorization list with you, so they will be able
um,
to.
to be honest, I'm not sure. Like long time ago, I didn't open the
Uh,
regulation. I'm not sure if it is mentioned somewhere here. If someone can help me and tell me in which page.
Apparel, finished good fabrics. You have that certificate criteria, the updated one.
The certificate criteria, I have it, but long time ago. Let
Let me check.
me.
I will try to share it here.
Yes, please.
I will share it in the Google chat. Huh?
Okay. Chats.
Can you check the Google chat? I have
Yes,
shared the
I
file with
received it.
you. Okay.
Let me just open it. So here you go. Let me just search for the. Let me download it. That's better, I think. Just a minute. Here you go. So for the textile certification, the categories of the textile are the apparel, carpets, and all other floor covering, furnishing, fabric, textile. Those are one, two, three, four, five. They're supposed to be as well treated fabrics, chemical treated fabrics. It has been removed from the list.
That is same as treated fabric, right?
Yes, like fabric, apparel, carpet, and all other floor covering, furnishing, textile miscellaneous, and chemical treated fabric. They have merged them together, treated fabric
Yes.
and
Wow.
fabric. Okay, so let us discuss one by one. The fabric category, what are the products that we can refer as a fabric category? And the raw material or unfinished woven or knitted cloth. So, for example, if someone you are aware regarding the kandura, kandura they are trailing it from the fabric, from the raw material or abaya. So those kind of product they are making it, but from the rolls of the fabric itself. So that those kind of products they are considered as fabric and falling under the category of the fabric. So basically, they are the raw material or the unfinished woven or knitted clothes. You can think of the rolls of cotton, silks, polyester fabric, not yet made into anything. You will be able to make them to anything you want. Abaya, kandora, shirt, t-shirt. It's up to you. So those are the products that are falling under the category of the fabric. The second category, the apparel, finished goods. The apparels, like they are the completed clothing, which are items made from the fabric. So whatever that you are making from the fabric, whatever you are shaping or tailoring from the fabric, that will be turned into the apparel, finished goods. And this is will be falling under the apparel category. For example, the shirts, jeans, jackets, dresses. Like basically, we can say ready for consumer to be wear. No need to have any extra thing on it. It's ready to use it and wear it. So those are the products that are falling under the apparel. The third category, the carpets and all other floor covering, textile products which are designed specifically for flooring. Carpets, rugs, mats, floor tiles made from fabric or fiber material like wool or nylon. By the way, regardless of the type of the material, cotton, polyester, the type of the usage, this is what will be determining the category of the product itself. So anything it's intended to be used on the floor itself, it will be falling under the carpet and all other floor covering. The second or third category are the furnishing. The furnishing, which are the textile used in home or office as a decoration, like for the curtains, sofa cover, cushion cover, like anything which is designed to be used as a decoration, whether it is in office, whether it is in a home, doesn't matter, but it will be used as a decoration or as a furnishing. Those will be considered and falling under the category of the furnishing. Also, we have the textile miscellaneous is not considered anymore as a category, one of the category of the textiles.
Sorry, moment.
For the textile miscellaneous, it has been removed from the list.
Yes. I think that's what they have mentioned, textile others.
Okay. For the textile others or textile miscellaneous, those are all kind of textiles related to the item which doesn't fit in any of the above categories. Like for example, for the belts, bags, industrial filter maybe, medical band bags. So basically everything else not you will not be able to consider or categorize it under any of the above categories. So anything else is not falling under those categories, you will be able to certify it under the category of the textile miscellaneous or textile others. So those are the categories and the criteria for the textile certification that we can do the certification of the products according to. The certification criteria of the products, it will be based on the uh, one product category. That means we cannot certify two product category under the same application in case the client has a t-shirt and has a rug. That means he need to apply for a separate application, one for the carpets and all other floor covering, and one for the apparel. So the criteria of the certification, it will be for one product category, one COO, one brand, and the 500 SKU per one certificates. In case all those 500 SKUs falling under the same category, falling under the same brand, falling under the same country of origin, those can be certified under the same application. And the module, as we have discussed, it will be falling under the module B, except in case the client will be applying for the EQM. So that means an audit will be required. So let us go back to the.
I have a question, please.
Yes.
What is the difference between fabrics and the treated fabrics?
Very good. For the fabrics and treated fabrics, what are the difference between those two? Despite both, it might be as a raw material or unfinished products. For the treated fabrics, that means it has been chemically treated. You have added something to it to add characteristics or a property to that textile product. Like for example, let us have an examples. In case you have added a flame retardant properties to that fabric, that means it will be falling under the chemically treated category. Why? Because that kind of fabrics has been treated chemically to have an extra properties to that fabric. For example, we have two rolls of cotton. One it's not treated and one it's treated. To add an extra property for it, for example, to having properties for the flame retardant. But be aware regarding this point. In case it's having a properties for flame retardant, but the point is it's not to be claimed as a protected. In case it has been claimed as a protected, that will be a totally different certificate. That will be falling under the personal protective equipment, and the client need to have a certificate for personal protective equipment. For example, if I have a coverall, which I will be using it in the industries or factories, that coverall, one of the requirement is to be flame retardant and flame resistance, because I will be using in welding activity. So it will be helpful and safer for me to have a product which is flame resistance. So in this scenario, the product, it will be falling under the BBE. It will not be certified under the textile, despite it's made of textile. It's fulfilling the requirement. It's made of more than 80% of the textile in its composition. But because of the claim and the usage of the product, it will be used for the protecting from the hazard. That will be falling immediately under the BBE, not under textile. But on other hand, if I have, for example, any kind of product, but I have added a flame retardant properties, just a flame retardant properties, but not intended to be a resistance or to be protective. That means that kind of fabric has been chemically treated. You have added some kind of chemicals, so your product, it will be having a characteristics of flame retardant. So in this scenario, the product, it will be falling under the chemical treated fabric, not the normal fabric, despite both are fabrics. But one, you didn't add any chemical properties during the production, and one, you have added some kind of chemicals to have additional characteristics or to have additional properties to your products. So in this scenario, that will be falling under the chemically treated fabric, but be careful in case that chemically treated fabric the client claimed or there is any claim on the label that this kind of product is intended to be protective for flame resistance or fire resistance, for example, immediately this application it will be going to BBE, not textile. Is it clear?
Under PPE, if this one used in industrial section, right?
Yes, exactly. It will be falling under BBE in case only the usage of the product it will be in industrial sectors or in the factories where a fire resistance or fire properties or protection from fire is required. Just
So
in that scenario only. But in case, for example, some of the manufacturer currently there are requirement for the children clothes to be having a fire resistance. And by the way, this is one of the testing requirements in UAE. Those kind of those kind of products sometimes the manufacturer in certain countries they are producing a product and they are adding some kind of chemicals, so those kind of chemicals it will be helpful in case of any fire, because if you know of the high risk of the children it will having a little like let us say protect from them or delay of the fire. So in this scenario, yes, it will be considered as a chemical treated fabric. And the chemical treated fabric not necessarily only for the like a fire. The fire just I have mentioned the fire because it's the most common one that they will be using. But in case they will be adding any chemicals to add any properties or any characteristics to that textile, it will be falling under the chemical treated fabric. Is it clear?
yes, clear. Thank you.
Anyone having any confusion regarding the categorization, the scope, or anything else we have discussed? Muhammad Ghassan, how are you, Muhammad Ghassan?
Fine, thank you, woman.
Well, I'm sorry, like I'm talking in English. I know, like, but I think you are.
No problem, it's clear.
Oh, okay, perfect. Do you have any question? Anyone having any question?
Thank you.
Okay, so let us proceed. Where were we? I think we were in the. Yes, here we go. So let us go back to the testing parameters. For the test parameters, there are few testing parameters which are required always for any kind of product, for any type of product, for anything that you will be using, any categorization, those kind of parameters will be always mandatory to be in the test report itself. The first parameters, which is mandatory for all kind of products, are the harmful dyes. For the harmful dyes, not all the harmful dyes required. For the harmful dyes, I think there are like, if I'm not mistaken, 26. But according to the ministry and according to the cabinet resolution, not all of them required. Only those required. So in case the client have submitted the all 26 harmful dyes, for sure that's better. But from our side, it will not be our concern. Our concern only those 6 or 7 harmful dyes. Acid red 26, basic red 9, direct black 38, direct blue 6, direct blue 28, disperse blue 1, and disperse yellow 3. And be aware regarding the numbers. Sometimes the same dyes has been used, but the grade of that dyes is different. Like if for example I have used acid red 28, this is not required and it will not be acceptable instead of 26. So we need to make sure of the type of the dyes and the grade of the dyes. This is very important because some of the CE they are just like acid red. Yeah, it's the same. No, we need to consider as well the grade of the type. So acid red 26. For the all 26 dies, it's not mandatory to submit all of them, but in case he will be submitted, it's up to him. Our concern only those 6 or 7 dies with their grades which have been normally or mostly used in the industry. So the requirement of those 6 or 7 dies, the requirement and the specification according to ISMA is supposed to be less than 30 ppm. Sometimes you will be noticing in the test report, or before that, there's an important thing, the unit. As a chemical engineer or as an engineer, you will be reviewing the test report. You need to be very careful. Your concern is not only the result, your concern is as well the unit of the results. Maybe the test report has been tested the product according to the, like any other unit, it's passed to that unit, but when you will be converting to the unit which is required by the ministry, it will be, the product will be falling. So it's very important to consider during verification and reviewing of the results 2 things: the result itself and the unit of the results. This is very important. And 30 ppm, it's equal to 30 milligram per kilogram, because like a lot of the laboratories, let me say, they are using mg per kg. So mg per kg, it's equal to ppm. So both units are equal. But in case of any testing, even other than textile, even any other certification process that you will be following, always consider this in your mind: the result of the test and the unit of the test. So the specification for the harmful dyes, it's supposed to be less than 30 ppm for each material. So that's mean if the acid red is 26 ppm and the basic red 10 ppm, both acceptable, because our concern is for each one of them, not for the total dyes. The second parameters which are required always regardless of the type of the product is the formaldehyde. Formaldehyde, it's supposed to be less than 20 mg kg or 20 ppm. And regarding the testing results, there are third important point regarding the test method itself. We have received a circular previously, like that circular has been sent, I think 3 years ago. If someone can confirm if it is still valid, the testing standard or the test method which has been used according to that circular, we need to follow ISMA or UAE testing method standard. That's mean if the formaldehyde has been tested according to European standard, American standard, ASTM standard, this will not be acceptable. We need to follow only the testing method or testing standard of the cabinet resolution applicable in UAE. So those 3 points to keep in your mind: the results, the unit of the results, and the test method and or the test standard which has been used. That's mean when I'm receiving a test report including a formaldehyde, the result of the formaldehyde is supposed to be less than 20 ppm, and it's supposed to be tested according to the ISO 14184-1.
Yeah, it can be based on international standard, right?
Yes, like we can accept ISO. Like no need to mention
ISO, yeah.
.s because at the end it's adopted.
Yes, correct.
So, like, in case you have received anything regarding with the international itself, yeah, that will be considered as well. So those 3 points: the result of the test, the unit of the test, and the test method or test standard. It's like I didn't receive any other circular like after that, so I believe it's still valid. I'm not sure if they have amendment or something like that. But
because
from my side,
yes. I think when I checked with Ms. Erlin, she informed that because each laboratory chooses their own test methods and specific standards related to it. So I will reconfirm this one.
Yes, please. Because from my side, to be honest, I'm like away from the textile like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So just cross-check regarding this point.
Yeah, sure.
So this is the second parameters, formaldehyde. The third parameters, yes, the third parameters, phthalates. For the phthalates, there are also as well a lot of phthalates. But for the Ministry of, for the ISMA, our concern are only those 8 phthalates. That's mean if the client tested more than that, it's up to him. Like from our side, it's not our concern. Our concern is only those 8 phthalates. In case one of them is missing, or let me ask you a question. Any one of you, like I have received a test report including phthalates, but it's not including the last one, DNHP. And the result, it was 900 ppm. That test report will be what you will be doing. What will be your comment review to that applicant? Anyone? Like to be honest, I don't know anyone of the rest except Fatin. So Fatin, I will ask you.
Okay. What is the question?
Like in case you have received a test report including phthalates,
Okay.
but it's including all of them except the last one, DNHP. The results, it was 900 ppm.
Then
What will be your review comments to the applicant? Like you will accept it, you will inform him to do the test for the missing DNHP. What will be your review comments?
if the result shall not exceed 1,000 parts per
Okay.
million, so I can accept the test report.
Okay, Mohammed Ghassan, what do you think?
In the test report, how much?
In the test report, it's 900, but it's not including the DNHP, like including the phthalates test, including all of them, except this one, DNHP. And the result is 900 ppm.
Now in the test report,
I can change my answer.
Yes, tell me.
DNHB it must be tested. So
Okay.
it may be exceed 1,000 parts per million. Right?
Okay, but still you are missing something.
all
Anyone?
of them,
Yes.
all of them must not exceed 1,000 parts per million.
Okay, here we go. But can you explain it to me more? Like you will inform him to test all of them again, or you will inform him to do the test for the for the missing one only?
Just for missing one, or not all of them. He must again test them, and all of them total not exceed 1,000 parts per million.
Yes, correct. So we need to inform the client to do the test again for all of them. Why he need to do the test again despite he already tested the first 7? Because our specification is the total salts, not for the individual, not for each one of them. Like in the harmful dyes, if you can see the results, the specification results per each material for the individual's material. So I don't care if any one of them missing, he can do for that on one only. But in terms of phthalate specifications, our specification according to the cabinet resolution is the total salts. So in case one of them is missing, he need to do the retest again for all 8. You got this point? Everyone got this point?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so be careful regarding this point. In case if one of them missing, you need to inform the client to do the test again for all of them. Total salts, because our specification is the total salts not exceeding, not for individuals or not for each one of them. So those are the 3 parameters which are always required regardless of the regardless of the type of the product, regardless of the end user's age of the product, harmful dyes, phthalates, formaldehydes, always will be required. Now let us go to the other parameters which are required case by case. The first one is the fire resistance. Fire resistance is required only for the children up to 12 years old. That's mean if regardless of the type of the product. That means if I have a dovet or I have a shirt intended for children use, this parameters will be additionally required, and the combustion time shall not be less than 70 seconds. And the safety requirement. Under the safety requirement, there are two characteristics or properties or points that I need to test under this safety requirement category. The textile product shall not include any accessories with sharp points or edge. Like I believe you already know the reasons and the objective of this one. And the second point is the separation resistance of accessories for which the diameter is 6 millimeter is supposed to be less than 50 Newton. Let me explain this point. Like for the sharp points and sharp edges, I think it's clear to everyone. For the second point, for the separation resistance, let me explain it to you. Perhaps you will be having a confusion for it. For example, like let us assume you have a t-shirt. That t-shirt including buttons. So that means we need to include a separation resistance to see if that buttons it will be removed based on a 50 newtons. Why the ministry has selected this kind of power, 50 newtons? Because it's at the end it's for children. Like they will not have a power to like more than 50 newtons, like based on their studies to making a separation of the accessories or something like that. So that kind of power has been considered taking into consideration the usage of the product. It will be like a children less than 12 years old. So he will not be able to have more than 15 Newton power to make the separation and taking any accessories or button in his product. So those two parameters, in addition to the heavy metals, are required for children up to 12 years old, regardless of the type of the category of the product. For the heavy metals as well, same scenarios. We have a lot of heavy metals, but our concerns only for cadmium, copper, lead, nickel. So in case he tested more, it's up to him. From our side, as a first reviewer or as a second reviewer, no need to waste your time and have a look on the other heavy metals, because whatever the results, you will not be having an evidence that this product is failing according to the ESMA requirement. In case the ESMA itself didn't specify a requirement for mercury, for example, so you will not be able to have a comment or to raise any comment to the client like the concentration of the mercury in his products is high a little bit, because you do not have a reference. In case you do not have a reference, you will not be able to raise a comments, because I'm not sure if you are facing those kind of clients for ECAS. I think no, but some of the clients, they are not making an argument, but they are expert and they would like to ask for evidence for each comment that you are highing. Like for example, for the SQM Saudi quality mark, you will not be able to raise any comment without a clear evidence, without a clear clause from the requirement of the regulation and of the standard, because the class people of the Saudi quality mark, or the people who's applying for the Saudi quality mark, they are really competent and they are aware regarding the other requirement, and they are already in like a high risk and very big industries. So, but like take it as a practice, even with any client, do not raise any comment or raise any review in case you do not have a clear evidence based on a standard or regulations. So for the cadmium, you will be having a concentration less than or equal 0.1 ppm. Again, ppm, it's same as milligram per kilogram. always be careful regarding the results and the units. And the copper, it's supposed to be less than or equal 25 ppm. And the lead is supposed to be less than or equal to 0.2 ppm. And the Ni, it will be less than or equal 1 ppm. So those are the testing parameters required for the textile certifications. Three parameters required always, regardless of the end users, regardless of the type of the product, regardless of the category of the product. And three additional parameters it will be required in case the end user it will be for children use up to 12 years. So anyone having a question regarding the testing part? Is it clear? If it is clear, we can move to the labeling requirement then. So for the labeling requirements, what are the requirements that you are expecting and what are the requirements of the labels that you need to verify as a conformity engineer prior issuance of the certificate? First of all, the description data of textile products should meet the requirement of the standard specification. Those kind of standards are listed in the annex. We will go to them like later on. The description data of the textile products shall include the Emirates conformity ECAS. For the ECAS, I believe, like all of you are aware, like the ECAS logo has been changed. So for the new applications, I think it's already implemented. Like I'm not sure if it is exceeded the 6 month or 1 year of the implementation. But anyway, I think all of you are aware the ECAS logo already has been changed. So the description data of the textile product shall include the Emirates conformity mark ECAS, in addition to the product content and the chemical component of the product in accordance with the authority requirement. In case of EQM application, like most probably 99.9% you will not have EQM application, but in case you will have it, EQM logo, the logo it will be different. The EQM Emirates quality mark logo, which is supposed to be on the label, not ECAS. And the labeling of the textile product shall include the necessary information about the proper storage environment that guarantee the quality and safety of the product. And the textile product should be marked with the code of production batch through which the product would be filled through its circulation in the market. What is the purpose of the code of the production? In case we like during the market inspection of the ministry, they have noticed some of the products is not complying with the product. So they need to collect those products and they need to withdraw their products. They will not be able to do this kind of action unless they will be able to do the traceability of the product. So this is the purpose of the code of the production batch. And for sure, the product shall not have any image or drawing not matching with the public order, culture, Arabic culture, and Islamic value and traditions. In addition to any information that could not be verified and verifying the correctness of that information. Let us take an example. I have a product, I have a label, I have submitted a label including organic product, organic fibers issued from GSI, sorry. So if I have claimed like I have this organic approval from this entity, that means it's mandatory to submit this certificate. It's not required according to the UAE requirement. This is not required. This is not mandatory. But I am the one claiming this point. I am the one saying like this product is organic or this my product is 9001 certified, 14001 certified, 4501 certified. If I claimed something, I need to prove it. So make it as a habit, regardless of the textile certification that you are following. The rule that we have to be proved or removed. If you will be able to prove it, okay, that's good. If you will not be able to prove it, then remove it. And those again the requirement of the labeling with the applicable standard for, like, you will be having an evidence for those requirements in this standards. Like, I will not go through those standards one by one. So any question regarding the labeling? If not, we can proceed with further. For the marketing and advertisement requirement, it's permissible to use 100% expression or net, and the product contains one type of textile or maximum 5% of other type of textile. That's mean if you have a product made of 93% of cotton and 7% of polyester, that's mean the client is not allowed to mention a 100% cotton because it's exceeding the 5% flexibility that the ministry gave. And the label of advertisement and marketing shall include the country of origin of the product with the manufacturer importer names and the certified trademark used. And the content, if the included material, the textile of the product shall include an apparent place for the label, including the included material. It's allowed to having mixed fabrics or mixed material made up by that product, but he need to declare the percentage of that material for the marketing and advertisement purposes. So for the types of the materials or for the types of the fibers, there are a lot of types. Like, to be honest, I will not go one by one. So you will be having like a brief of the. Just a second. So we have here an example for a label submitted by a client. You are able to see the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, the label shall not include any image or anything or any phrases or any sentence which might be affecting the Islamic values and Arabic and traditions or the public orders in the UAE. So which is sufficient in this label and it's not included. Then the product, it shall be having the ECAS logo, which is this one. This is the new logo for ECAS compliant. Then the label should be having the country of origin according to the marketing and advertising requirement in Arabic. صنع في Bangladesh, made in Bangladesh. And the type of the products, women pants woven. And the code of the batch number, I think this is the batch number here, we have it here. The purpose of the traceability. The storage conditions, I cannot see it. Storage conditions. Maybe if someone saw it before me, just let me know. Storage conditions, I think it's not there. So we will be having a comment regarding this label that has been submitted by the client. According to the cabinet resolution, the labeling of textile shall include the
The care instructions will be in Arabic. The standard, I need to check which standard.
Okay. So in anyway, the Arabic requirement only for the care instructions. For the rest, it
Yes,
could be in English. But
yes.
there is a point regarding this point. In case he mentioned in multiple languages, all the languages should be complying with each one of them. I cannot mention in English my products 100% polyester and in Arabic 100% cotton. So all the information he can mention it in any language, doesn't matter. But the point is the information should be matching. I cannot mention a different or there will be a discrepancy in the language itself between the informations. Whatever he will be mentioning in English, he can mention it in French or whatever. But the point is it should be matching. So anyone else having any comment he would like to add regarding this label? No, it's not required. It's not mandatory. But in case he will be mentioning, the information should be matching. It's not required. No need, like there is no any clause or there is no any like anything stating in the regulation or in the standard itself, like those languages should be mentioned in French or whatever. But in case he will be mentioning, the information should be matching. Like Arabic is enough, English enough, except for the care of textile. Any other language he would like to add, that's fine. But the point is the information should be matching. I cannot having any discrepancy in the information between any languages mentioned. I cannot mention in Arabic the product is made of 100% textile, 100% polyester, and in English 100% cotton. So whatever the information mentioned, it's supposed to be matching in all the languages in case of any he mentioned in the label itself. So any questions regarding the any other questions from the team? For the new team, I didn't hear. Jim, I know you. Yeah, I didn't recognize you are here. Jim, do you have any question?
No.
Okay.
She is doing applications already. She just joined. If any new points are there.
Okay. Okay, so for the rest, sorry, I don't know any one of you, but just if please feel free if you have any question. No one? Okay. Would you like to have a look on an example test report, or that's fine for you? I hope you will be able to manage it without. So should we or
Regarding test report,
yes, should we have an example or no need?
anyone wants to see how the test report should be, like
For me.
how
Yes, please, one sample, please.
Yeah,
one.
for me also.
I regret that question. Okay, can anyone share? Like I will open. Like let me open if I have. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if I still
Shahira or
have.
Jem, actually
Yes,
they are
please. If
processing
anyone can
textile
share.
application. So if you have any complete test report, please share here. I think maybe Shahira, maybe Lulu, no? Sorry?
Cushion land application. Hello. Apparel category.
Apparel. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I think Jem has shared one.
Okay.
Yes.
Jim, are you share the test report?
I will share it. She has shared
Okay.
with me. So I will
No
share
problem.
it here. Moment, I have shared it in the chat,
Oh, okay.
group
Just
chat. So
let's-
just check.
let me stop.
Here in Zoom,
Oh,
the meeting itself.
let me download it. Okay, here we go. So we have this test report has been submitted by the client. Before proceeding with anything, let us just do the first 3 points that we need to consider. The validity of the test report issued in 2024, so it's still within the validity. The accreditation, the laboratory should have ISO 17025 accreditation. And the scope of the accreditation should be covering the textile products. Like we can see here the logo of ELAC and testing, but even so, do not make it as a habit. Perhaps, yeah, they already accredited, but for some reason they have been suspended, or for some reason they have been withdrawn their accreditation, but they are still violating that decision and they are still issuing the test report. So test report will not be considered. So do not rely on the logo that which will be written on the test report itself. And also, speaking of this point, let me clarify to you. Like let us having this scenario. Like a test report from Geochem has been issued June 2024. The laboratory, they have been suspended in July. Still, from our side, we can accept the test report. Why? Because at the time of issuance of the test report, their accreditation was valid. So do not rely, this is also a very important point, do not rely on the last status of the accreditation of the lab. Perhaps they have issued a test report in 2024 or 2023. It is still within the validity of 3 years. But just 1 month ago or 2 months ago, their accreditation has been suspended. So still we can accept the test report. Why we can accept it? Because at the time of issuance of the test report, their accreditation was valid. So this is very important point. Consider it while you are verifying the accreditation and scope. So those are 3 points. Here you will be having a photo of the product, the applicant details, okay, SASO, GSO, okay, okay, just an unrelated question. Majid also they are sharing textile application with ISMA for ISMA?
Yes, I think GEM is handling the applications.
Okay. So maybe I will go back to you, Jim, later on. Just I'm thinking of like, to utilizing those test reports in like, in SASO as well. Anyway, okay. So here we have the description of the product, the sweatshirt, the brand name, style number, article number, HS code, color name, fiber content, the country of origin. By the way, regarding the criteria of the test report, this is also has been changed a lot, especially in the beginning. Like almost every month, we are receiving a new circular regarding the criteria of the test report. I think the last one is the test report per the material, right?
Yes, now the updated one is test report per category. One test report per category.
Regardless even the material.
Not material. They have revised that criteria.
Okay. So this is also one of the important points. The test report now, it will be based on the category itself. No need to have a test report for each type of product. In case all of them are having, like I have t-shirts, shirts, pants, all of them are falling under the apparel category. So it will be considered for the category itself, regardless of the material used, country of origin, Italy. But for sure, one country of origin,
Yes,
CO,
one
because the
CO,
criteria, one
yeah.
CO. So in case the same country of the same category, but the country of origin is different. So in this scenario, 2 separate test report. The size, the end use, barcode, applicable standard, date of received, like testing period. Also, there is a point I would like to highlight. Unfortunately, we started to face this point. Just let me. The internet is what's the best? No, I think the internet is. Yeah, I think it's only in your site. Yeah. So for the testing period and testing received, unfortunately, we have catched few entities violating the test report, and those entities has been blocked in KSA, not UAE. I'm not talking about UAE. So just let me highlight it to you, just in case. Sometimes the testing period, it will be, for example, 28 May and 12 June. But the test results or the test report date, you will be seeing it like, let us say, before 12 June. So how come the test report has been released before the testing period has been completed? Like in KSA, to be honest, they are very strict recently and they already started to block those entities. To be honest, I like them. If it's up to me, I will even cut our business with those kind of clients. So be careful also regarding the testing period, for in case you're having a test report released on perhaps 28 May. So for sure, this is an issue in that test report. The testing period itself until 12 June. So how come the test report has been issued before that? So anyway, for the testing results, here is the summary of the testing result. Like, let us go directly to our concern for the formaldehyde. First of all, like, let us consider what kind of parameters that we are expecting to verify. The product seems to be for adults, so only 3 parameters. So here, as you can see, the formaldehyde content, it's the same test method, 184-1. The results of the testing, it's mentioned not detectable. There is a very good question here. Like, let me, anyone who can answer. In case I have a test report and the results, it's mentioned as a not detected, you will accept this test report or not? Anyone? Shahira, maybe?
Yes, maybe.
Yeah. In case you have a test report, it's mentioned here the results not detected, only not detected.
Yeah, we check the result. If the result is not present, we didn't accept the test report. Here, less than 16 ppm.
No, ignore the 16 ppm. In case 16 ppm is not mentioned, what is mentioned only not detected.
No, not I think it's not acceptable
Why you will not accept it?
because the result is not found. We should check that limit, right?
Correct.
Below,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Very good. So our concern is the result itself. Sometimes we are dealing with laboratories from all over the world. Each one of them, they are using a different measuring equipment. Each one of them, they are using a different machine. Each one of them, they are following maybe different procedure and maybe different test method. So if they have mentioned a result is not detected, our limit is 20 ppm. How we can know, like, if that machine or that equipment or that test method, that procedure that they are following, their detection limit is less than 20 ppm. So this is very important point. In case the result mentioned not detected alone, it will not be acceptable. In case it's mentioned not detected, so we need to go to the detection limit. Is the detection limit lower than our specification or not? Maybe the detection limit is more than our specification, like our specification for the formaldehyde, 20 ppm, but for the detection limit of that lab is 21. So in this scenario, like, the result, it will not be helpful for me. It's not acceptable because the detection limit, or at least the result, should be below 20 ppm. So in case the result mentioned as a not detected, I need to go to the detection limit. Is the detection limit like below our requirement or not? This is also a very important point to check. So for the formaldehyde, yeah, it's acceptable. Let us go back to the harmful dyes. Yes, carcinogenic dyes. 10373-2. For the acid red, our concern, as we have mentioned, like, there are like 26 dyes. Our concern only the 6 or 7 dyes mentioned in the cabinet resolution itself. We need to take into consideration 2 points. The first point is the dye itself, the type of the dyes. The second point is the grade of the type, the grade of the dyes. If the acid red 25 tested, I don't care. It's not my concern. It's supposed to be the same grade required by the ministry. Acid red 26, not detected. Here, see, not detected. So it's not acceptable unless I will go down and see if they have mentioned the detection limit or not. They have mentioned the detection limit. 15 ppm. Our requirement 30 ppm, so it's according to the requirement. Basic red, not detected. Direct black, 38, not detected. Direct blue, same scenario, the dyes itself, and the grade, the direct red, 28, disperse blue 1, disperse yellow 3. All of them mentioned not detected, not acceptable unless I will see this remark. Detection limit, 15 ppm. Our requirement 30 ppm, so it's acceptable. So we have now two parameters acceptable. The last parameters, phthalates. Here we go. Same scenario. We need to consider only the types of phthalates required by the ministry itself. So in case he tested more, it's up to him. I don't care. But in case he tested less, in this scenario, he need to do the retest again for all of them, all the 8. Because our requirement is the total salts, not for the individuals. This is very important as well. The results not detected, not acceptable unless I will see this remark limit of quantification 50 ppm, not detected. Otherwise, it will be not detected. So the detection limit is less than our specification. So in this scenario, yes, it's acceptable because it has been tested. In case of them has been tested and one of them, I need to inform the client to do retest for all 8 together, not for only that missing parameters. So for those 3 test reports, those 3 parameters are in compliance with our specification and requirement. Other testing parameters, it's up to you. Like it's not required, so in all cases, no need to verify. But in case, to have a quick look on it, it's up to you. Like for the heavy metals, for example, in case our product is for children, same scenario. We need to check the heavy metals testing parameters, test method which has been used, and the lead. It should be here the result not detected, not acceptable unless the detection limit set it there. The cadmium, the copper, and Ni. Any other heavy metals, it's not our concern. Or our concern is only those four heavy metals. I'm not sure if they tested heavy metal safety requirements since it's not required. They didn't test it, but in case they tested, we need also to have a look on the safety requirement and the fire resistance. So this is for the test report. Once all the testing parameters has been shared, once everything has been finalized, as a first reviewer or as a CE, you do not have any comment, you do not have any correction required by the client. You need to prepare the evaluation checklist. So this is the evaluation report for textile products. Here you will be mentioning the application number, the application submission date, the date of evaluation when you have completed the evaluation, and your name, the evaluated by. And here the document review report table. It's just as a summary for the documentation required, the online application through the ministry website, a valid UAE trade license, industrial license, distributor ownership. In case of trader only, in case the applicant is the manufacturer, this will not be required. So you can here mention as a not applicable. And test report, the validity of the test report 3 years. And the accreditation and the scope of the laboratory, you have verified. And the declaration of conformity for the applicant. Just the declaration of conformity, it's just like a document stating to the best of the knowledge of the applicant that his product is in compliance with the requirement, and the label artwork. By the way, the artwork is acceptable in certain certification. I think in UAE everything artwork acceptable. So I will not confuse you in this scenario. Artwork acceptable in case he will be submitting an artwork. I think there will be additional document for the ECAS usage policy. So here, in addition to those list of documents, there will be extra document for ECAS usage policy. And here the company name, the company address, the cabinet resolution number 2090 for the UAE scheme for the control of textile products. And here the same testing parameters that we have discussed. In case the first two parameters, your product is not for children, you can mention it not applicable. Otherwise, you can mention it as a compliance and a test report number in case it's comply with the requirement. Other parameters which has been tested, it's exactly the same testing parameters and labeling requirements which we have discussed. And here at the end, the product details, the brand, model number, product description, country of origin, and the recommended for product certifications. Once you do the recommendation, you need to send it for the second review to have a final approval on the certification issuance according to the procedure, our internal procedure that we are following. And definitely the internal procedure that we are following is based on the ISO 17065. And that's it. Once the second approval approve the application, in case he doesn't have any or she doesn't have any comment, any correction required, it will be approving the application. Otherwise, he will send or she will send it back to the first reviewer to do the correction required. And that's it. After that, the certificate will be issued automatically by the system. Like the applicant, he need to submit an application on the Moyat system. Like I think all of you are aware regarding this point, so I will skip it as well. So basically, that's it for the textile certification. It's very easy and very simple in comparison to the maybe other categories like cosmetics or LPG. It's very simple in comparison to the other certification categories. So anyone having any questions? Like that's it from my side. In case anyone having any questions, any concerns?
Mohammed, can you open that certificate criteria Excel file?
Yes, sure.
So here, just whenever we receive the updated Excel file, a certificate criteria Excel file, you always save the updated one and always refer to this Excel file, okay? Because before the number of SKUs in one certificate was 100 SKUs. Now it's changed to 500 SKUs. Okay, and our criteria is like one product category, one country of origin, one brand, one test reports, 500 SKUs. So please always refer to the updated certificate criteria. Okay, because and even one test report per product category. So what moment we have this one, no, like under apparels, we will include both kids and adults wear, right? The
Yes.
finished product. So what we can suggest is always ask a report for children, like because that report will can be used for both children and adult for under apparels. Because for children test report, we need additional requirements, testing parameters. So always whenever in under one application, if you have like for children wear and adult wear, always request report for the children wear because we need that fire resistant additional testing parameters. Okay. Now, because when categorization is coming, there are some confusions going on, but still whenever you receive applications, you always refer this criteria and accordingly just review the documents. And here also, I think under requirements, can you go this one? So valid UE trade license, test report. Then also, I think this is newly added. This one, what is it? OCO text standard. to cover chemical testing, formaldehyde, and harmful dyes. Then goats for organic fiber ISO certificates. These are new requirements actually.
Many.
So yes,
500 models per one certificate.
yes.
So I should ask for labels for each model.
Because
This,
I don't, yeah,
I
actually,
think before it was 100.
yeah, now they changed the criteria. It's 500 SKUs.
Okay.
So the thing is, I know it's not practical to upload all the product images. At least whatever the clients can provide, we can save it in our application folder and just upload a few. That's all.
Means 500 labels not required.
500 labels, if they are able to provide, definitely we will not say don't provide. If they are able to provide, we will accept it, but we will upload only a few
My
labels.
point in reviewing 500 labels.
Jem, are you asking? Shahira?
Yes.
Shahira?
Yes, Mini.
Yeah, if you are, I think we have only 100 SKUs as of now, right? Per application. Did we
Hmm.
receive any application more than 100 SKUs?
Yes, Mini.
And you are requesting all labels?
Practically, I just checked that. I'm not checking deeply.
Yeah. Okay,
I
because
just,
maybe
yeah.
it's not possible for
Yeah,
us,
it's
but
not possible.
yeah. So at least just inform them. If they are saying they cannot provide like 500 SKU labels, okay, just ask. Whatever they can submit, let them submit. But they should aware that if Moyat ask any time, they need to submit at that time.
Okay.
Okay. Moment, what's your suggestion?
To be honest,
Moment,
I shocked when I I heard this info from the team previously. They need to upload for each one of them. Uh, it's not
it's not
practical.
practical. Yes.
Yeah.
So just we will see whatever can be uploaded. We will upload only those labels. The rest we will save it in our application folder. And if Moyat asks anytime, inform the client also whatever not submitted, they need to submit at the time when the Moyat requested. Okay, because it's not, we will not finish reviewing all those 500 labels. We will not going to complete any applications. Okay, here also. Then one more thing which I need to add is we have this regulation. Can I share the screen moment for, yeah. No, I cannot share the screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Post disabled participant screen sharing.
Just yes. Here you go. I think you will be able now to share the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, yes, I can. So, those who are going to start doing the applications, always go to our share drive. Okay, just go to our public folder, then go to textiles, Moyat, and here we have our regulations, and there is a PPT also. I think I'm not sure whether some points are valid. So here also you can see, to get an idea, here you can see the scope, what are the type of products which we can register. This will be under furnishing, furnishing. These are apparels and all. So there are some products which are not included under textiles. So just go through this PPT as well. Okay, if you have any doubt. Then we have the regulation here in Arabic also. Then we have other forms. I am not sure. This is a declare. Always use the updated documents from the Gulf Tick forms. Then we have, I think before also we were proceeding with undertaking letter. Like if they submit only test report with one parameter, we were proceeding it with undertaking letter. undertaking letter. So this also we are doing the same. If the client is not submitting the full test report, we are giving consideration to submit the missing parameters during the renewal time. Okay, so evaluation checklist, always take the updated form from the Gulf Tech forms and procedure. So always the updated forms are available from, where is it? Yeah, so always take the updated forms from this folder. Okay, public Gulf Tech procedures and forms and forms. Okay, so here you can see all the checklist, updated declaration of conformity, everything. Okay, so and always check the criteria as well. Okay, from my side, that's all. Anyone, any doubt, please clear it. I know once you start doing the applications only, you will start having so many confusions, so many questions. So at that time, you can reach out to anyone, Moment. I will try to help. Then Gem is doing the applications. Shahira started doing applications. So you can consult with all of us if you have any concerns or like any doubts regarding the applications. Okay. Any questions, any concerns which you want to raise with Moment or you want to discuss? So today, after this, whenever I receive new application request, I will allocate to you all.
You will regret this silence. If you didn't speak, you will receive a lot of applications.
Yeah?
If you
Not
have a
today.
question,
Not today, right?
Not today. Just I will not give you like a mass applications and all, because based on the number of skills, because for the new joinees, I think you can ask Jem how she handled which one? Allied Enterprise, no? She was crying at that. I couldn't help also at that time. So
Just we need one day
because
after training to check the
yeah, definitely. I'm
regulation.
not going to give you assign any applications today. Don't worry. So later on, whenever I receive a new request, I will try to allocate to all. At least you should start once after the training. No, soon after the training, try to do the application. So we will not forget the regulation, the process, and all. So at least one application. You have to practice with one application. So if you are receiving the training now and I'm going to allocate it after 6 months and all, you will forget all these things. So anyway, when I receive new requests, I will try to allocate to the Cs who received training now. Okay. Any questions? If not, we can close the meeting.
okay. So thank you everyone for your time and attendance.
Yes.
Thank you and have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you, Moment. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you for all.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Will
Okay,
receive
bye.
certificate, right?
Sorry?
Receive certificate, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You will get.
Okay. Bye bye.